Oh my God.
Hi, Ray.
Hi, Jeff. How are you? Hey, guys.
Crazy.
Hey, Tim.
Ray, what's going on?
I am personally side-eyeing the producers. I am side-eyeing them. Because it's one thing to have a couple that you say explode the connection and then they went on one date. And then to have another couple that have actually dated and then they've broken up and you suddenly match them up to get married. Side-eye. And, oh my God, can we include in the Mafs franchise contract that producers are not allowed to ask people about physical intimacy? I am tired. It doesn't matter which franchise you ask, you watch, it's always the physical intimacy question. And it's like, please make it stop. Make it stop. We don't want to hear it. And if Katie is made to cry by this man one more time, I swear to God, I'm catching a flight to Australia. I am catching a flight to Australia because somebody needs to tell Tim about himself. I wish he had taken a picture and showed him what he looked like, because maybe he doesn't know what he looked like. Anyway, hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's your girl Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Married at First Sight Australia, Season 12, Episode 4. So the episode starts with Elliot and Lauren, and the producers are asking Lauren, like, where is Elliot? Is he coming back? And it's like, seriously, you gave him a ride. Where did you give him a ride to? She wasn't in the car with you. Where did you take him to? Why are we asking her if he's coming back? When you gave him the ride, what did he tell you? Did he tell you he was coming back? Did you tell you he wasn't coming back? What was the expectation? Make that make sense? And personally, I feel some type of way because I feel like these producers are responsible for Elliot. They are responsible for Elliot. Yes, John is responsible because John said we want to try and help him, but they're responsible for Elliot because they all knew, he kept saying it, that if I don't like something, I'm walking out. So the idea that they brought in this woman, Lauren, without telling her that, you know, this man at any point is going to walk out, doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. And it's shocking that they are allowed to continue to do this season after season. Make that make sense? Because they're not taking into consideration somebody else's feelings. They're just worried about the ratings. As far as I'm concerned, you have Sierra and Billy. They're in a very good space. They are skiing. They're having an amazing time. And they couldn't be doing any better. You have Awnia and Adrian. They're enjoying their honeymoon as well. They were stretching. It seems, I feel like they were physically intimate because of how comfortable they were with the exercises, because you had to touch people. Well, you had to touch each other in some places that others would be sort of a bit shy about, but they seemed very comfortable doing that. You have Sierra and Paul. They are enjoying their honeymoon. We have a rehash of the fact that they've previously met and they sort of cool things off because, you know, they were going through a challenging time. They're having a massage and then Paul switches over to sort of give her a massage. And if I'm not mistaken, he's a PE or he's a exercise something. So this is part of his wheelhouse. So he would know how to give, you know, a sports massage. Karina was very comfortable. She was happy. She said the heat was rising. And it's like, if you're happy, we love it for you. And then we go to poor Katie and Tim. Katie and Tim are another ISO for me. At least with Elliot, he can say he's good looking. Tim is not. Tim is not. And the way Tim behaves, he behaves as though he's Elliot, when we can all see that he's not. He's not that good looking. He's not that physically fit. So the audacity to tell this woman that I normally go for short, petite, blonde-haired women or brunette doesn't make sense. I wish someone on Married at First Sight, I don't care which country, when their partner says you're not my type, I wish they would turn around and say, so are you. You're not my type as well. Because my type is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Because if you're going to embarrass me and sort of call out, you know, the fact that I'm not your type, then I'm going to do the same. Because I want you to feel how it feels. Because I wonder how he would feel if she told him that, you know, he wasn't her type and her type is blonde hair, muscular, six-pack, about 6 foot. I wonder how he would feel. And I wish she had said that so she could knock his confidence and he could understand that he's not God's gift to womankind. So we get to meet couple number 7, Ashley and Jake. Ashley, she's a dance teacher. She's 34 years old. She owns a dance studio, and she says she's a big kid at heart. She loves working with kids, but she's looking forward to starting her own family. She's at 34. It makes sense. It makes sense because biology is not on her side unless she needs assistance. So that makes sense. Jake, he is 30. He is woken up in his Garfield pajamas, and it's like, oh my God, I hope that doesn't give her the ick. He's a PE teacher as well. He works with kids, and he says he's a big kid at heart, and it seems to align, but then at times you question, will it not be a bit too much? Because she said she wants someone who's quirky, and you look at him and you think, is this the right amount of quirk? Maybe she should have given them more instructions on what exactly she was looking for, because he might be a bit way too quirky for her. He might be a bit way too childish for her. She doesn't want to be dealing with children at work and then come home and have to sort of deal with this man-child plus whatever family they have. I might be judging him wrongly, but it's going to be a problem. It really is going to be a problem because he's now going to have to mature very quickly, and I don't know whether he's ready for that, and I don't know whether she has the bandwidth to deal with his level of quirks. So we'll see what happens when they meet. So we get introduced to the next couple that has been matched. They will be the 8th couple getting married, and it's like, wow, that's fast. Anyway, so the bride's name is Ria. She's an account manager, and the groom's name is Jeff. He's 39. He's an electrician. They both say they've been on dating apps, and dating apps are not the way to go. So they really want someone who's as serious about a relationship as they are. With Jeff, he has a brother. He was raised by a single mom, and he says he loves his mom and his brother, but they live in a different state. His brother's got a family of his own. He phones his mom to tell her, and his mom can't believe that, he's going on Mafs, and she sort of asks him, do you want me to come over and punch you? And it's like, yeah, I would ask my child the same question. I would ask my child the same question, given the fact that Mavs at times doesn't have the best reputation. So I don't know how, he will behave on the show, given his big age of 39. Hopefully he is a better version than older people have been on the show. Ray, she is 34. She says she really wants children, and she feels like the clock is running out, so she is hoping for a partner. She says she's tried dating apps, and some of the people are very lazy. They don't like to date. I think they just want sex. So she talks about an encounter with someone who sort of sent her a message to say, do you want to, come over? And it's like, well, that's a booty call. So what do you expect? It depends, I guess, on the dating site that you register on. Some are just for people who want to hook up. So the first couple to get married are Ria and Jeff. And we don't get to see them with their families. We don't even get to see them get dressed. We just see them once they're dressed. And it's like, I would have preferred to see them just spend a moment with their bridesmaids and just have conversations. Or maybe there was nothing awkward and the producers wanted to save time, so they decided to rush it along. Jeff comes down the aisle, and I'm suspicious because I have a feeling if they've dated and they've been intimate for a bit, and his brother or friend knows about her, why didn't they recognize, Ria's family? Why didn't they recognize anyone? Even when Jeff walked up the aisle, why didn't any of her friends or family recognize him? It doesn't make sense. Did the producers say to everybody, let's reset and let's pretend like you don't know him? I didn't quite get it. So when Ria walked down the aisle and Jeff sort of turned around and he saw her, he recognized her, she recognized him, and they were frozen for a second because they didn't know what to do. And I think the producers must have signaled to her to keep coming. And so she then walked down the aisle, and it was revealed that they have, the groomsmen were talking, and they said, they know each other, they've been intimate, they were dating for a bit. And whether it's the brother or someone said they last saw each other a month ago. And it's like, if they saw each other a month ago, did they not tell each other that we're going on Mavs? They say they've been friends. They say it was a mutual breakup. What happened? Why didn't they? I don't know, but at least it was a cordial and breakup, and it was very respectful. And apparently, they've seen each other since then, so it makes it easier for them to continue the experiment. Because if they had had a nasty breakup, it would have been oaks galore. Because how then do you go through the process with someone you are screaming and shouting at? With Ria, she seems on board. She says that of all the guys that she's dated, if there was anyone that they wanted to match her with, she would rather they had matched her with Jeff, because he possesses a lot of qualities that she's looking for in a partner. Jeff, on his part, is still he's still shocked. He's still shocked, but he's happy. He says she's an amazing girl. So what I liked was, as they were saying their vows, they were able to confirm that everything in the vows was true, because they know each other, so they know what's true and what's not. And there was this happiness with, her friends and family, and they were saying, we like him, they look good together, let's just pretend he's a stranger and let's hope that they really work out. And so this is the second couple that they've dated prior to being in the experiment, and one is a mistake. 2 times. I don't know. I'm side-eyeing the producers. Are they looking for people that I've dated and that have broken up and that want to rekindle? Or what is it? So next to get married are Ashley and Jake. If there was ever a geek squad, this is the geek squad. They are the nerdiest. It's as though Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory married Amy Farrah Fowler. It's just, oh my God. I love how comfortable they were. I was a bit concerned because we barely saw them get dressed. We only saw, Ashley receive a message from her students, and then we saw, Jake in the car sort of stressing about his hair. Even when he walked down the aisle, he was stressed about his hair, and he kept sort of rubbing his hair and saying, and I thought, why didn't someone just mousse it down for him? Why didn't they do anything? Where are the groomsmen? Somebody should come out with a little brush and brush his hair before the bride comes out. So you have one of the bridesmaids walk down the aisle, and he goes, wow, stunning. And it's like, please don't give us, the Kristen situation from last season. I can't be dealing with that. I hope he actually has the same reaction when his bride comes down. And he actually did. Even when she walked up to him, he told her, you look stunning, you look amazing. And it was like, oh, this is sweet. This is someone who is serious. Yes, he is a big baby, but still, the fact that he knows, what to expect for someone who looks like him was amazing. The fact that he didn't make her feel less than was sweet. And they were both joking. They were both giddy. They understood each other's humor and each other's banter, which was great. It was totally different to, someone like Tim making Katie feel like she's nothing. So I really loved this for them. They said their vows. They shared their kiss. There was no awkwardness. But then when they started walking, she had this long veil and it kept catching on stuff. And he didn't make it awkward. He just was happy to be there and helped her sort of, untangle herself, which was the sweetest thing ever. This is what you want in a couple. You want 2 people that want to get married, that are willing to do the work. She was impressed that he's a teacher. He was impressed that she's a teacher as well. So I can actually see it with them. They get to the table and they're eating, and he's chewing, and he's trying to say something, but he's chewing. And she has to sort of speak up for him and say, oh yeah, it does taste very good. And so I liked that they were very comfortable around each other. I liked that they didn't make each other, feel awkward or feel less than, which was really cute. I don't know what's happening with my voice. It's coming and going. I think all the producers in the Mavs universe need to sign a contract. They need to sign a contract to stop asking these people about their sex life. Seriously, why do we need to know who's had it and who hasn't? Make that make sense? Anyway, we get to find out that Sierra and Billy, Paul and Karina and Awnia and Adrian all had sex, and it's like, we don't care. We really don't care. We're more worried about, are they compatible? Are they working out? Is there any problems? What's happening with the 2 of them? Anyway, so they're all happy. They're all in a good space, and it's like, I understand Karina and Paul because they've got a history. The other 2 couples, I think it was a bit too early. I think it was last, not because there was a romantic connection. So I hope they still put in the work, because most couples that have sex early on Mavs don't last. Some last, but the majority don't. Anyway, We get to see Tim and Katie, and it's like, this is painful. This really is painful. They're walking around. The way they've been dressed, you can tell they're not themselves. The way they've been, frumpily dressed, they've been like that since the moment after the wedding. Since the moment he said he wasn't attracted to her, Katie has had this coat on, and she's just been hiding herself and just going along with it. She looks so sad and so miserable. He is wearing these tight pants. I don't know where he got them from. I don't know who lent them to him. He could have done better. For someone who's got so many standards and so many qualities that he's looking for, he might need to do some work on himself first before he can criticize anybody else. That's just my opinion. You have Katie trying, they go walking, she's taking pictures, she asks him, are you into photography? He is like, well, it's not something that I haven't explored. Well, everybody's got a smartphone, so at some point you've taken a picture. Whether you've liked the picture or not, she's offered to take a picture of him. And I think because he knows he's not the best looking person, he refused. And it's like, oh my God. In his confessional, he's busy saying, I really like the person that she is. It's just the packaging that she came in. And it's like, well, maybe she likes, the person you are, and she doesn't like the packaging. Have you asked her that, Sherlock Holmes? Have you asked that? I wish somebody could actually ask the hard questions and humble these people, because some people are a bit too much. And it's not necessary for them to be so horrible to someone just because they don't meet what you want. You have Jamie and Dave, and it seems Dave really calms Jamie because they are in a boat and they're sort of a boat, canoe, whatever you want to call it, and they're just paddling around the shores of the island, and they're really sort of working in sync. And Jamie is more relaxed, and she actually acknowledges that I haven't had a panic attack today. That's progress. And it's like, well, you say you like him, you say he calms you down. Hopefully you calm yourself down enough to stop doing anything that might trigger him, or anything that might trigger you into reacting a certain way that you know that you won't like. So I hope they work. I really hope they work, because it would be nice to have more successful couples. So you have Awnia and Adrian on their date. They are all over each other. There's a lot of PDA, there's kissing, there's hugging, there's everything. And then the, honeymoon box comes out, and it's like, oh my God, the producers are messy. They decided you're having such a great time, let's dampen that fire. So they have this box, and the first question is, what was your first impression when you saw me? And you have Adrian say, I was happy that you were a twin, and also that I felt that you were hot. And then she says, well, I was pissed. And he wants to know, why were you upset? And she said, well, because you're too hot. And she even said this, on the wedding day, that, my husband is too hot, everybody's going to want him. And it's like, well, if he likes you, that's it. You don't need to worry about everybody else wanting your husband. He is your husband. So unless you don't want him, and unless he doesn't want you, then there's a problem. But if the two of you continue where you are, you'll be fine. The next question is, how important is family to you? And she says, I have always wanted to add to my family, but I wanted a husband in order to sort of grow my family. So she's happy. And he says he's always wanted a family as well. So they align on that. But then he says he's always wanted to do first with his wife, with his partner. And so he's not sure how he feels about being with someone who's already had that with somebody else, which makes sense. Then comes the hard part. I feel he's being honest. He says, I don't know. It's quite a big thing to take on the responsibility of somebody else's child. And he's being honest, as far as I'm concerned. He's saying that he's not saying that I can't do it. He's not saying that I can do it. He's saying it's something I've never experienced, so I don't know. And so for her to take offense to it and say, I want you to love my child, it's like, he is saying he doesn't know. He's never met your child. If he had met your child and he told you that, I'm sorry, but I cannot, be a father figure to your child, then would have a problem. He's saying, I don't know, which means it can either be a plus or a minus. So it's up to you to see if you want to take the gamble or not. You shouldn't have, had sex with him until you were sure. You've gone down this road where you've become entangled with him, and now you're upset with him because he's telling you that he's not sure whether or not he'll be able to accept your child as he would his own biological children. If you were that worried about it, and if this was a big red flag, why did you sort of agree to sort of go down the path that you've gone, and now you're sort of being angry and you're storming off? He's being honest. He hasn't lied to you. He could have easily have said, I can't wait to meet your son. I'll know I'll be an amazing stepdad. Yes, just because your stepdad took you and your twin sister and was an amazing stepdad doesn't mean that the same thing is going to happen with him. And you have to be open to that. It doesn't mean that your child is going to experience that. Not everyone can take on the responsibility of being a step parent, and you have to be open to that. If you have your own biological children, that somebody might not want to be a parental figure to your children, and that's okay. I think maybe it's being exaggerated. I think maybe it's being blown out of the water. I'm surprised that he didn't follow her and sort of try and console her, unless we weren't shown the bit where he was consoling her, because she stormed off and he stayed sitting in the chair and with a puzzled look, and it's like, make it make sense. We have Katie and Tim. Katie and Tim is a hard watch. It really is a hard watch, because we have Katie continuing to try to open dialogue and continuing to ask questions. And this man is just sat there staring at her. Because she's saying to him, I feel like you haven't made any effort since you saw me. And it's not just about the spark. It's the fact that you're not attracted to me. And he is saying, no, that's not it. I feel like you're focusing on the spark thing. And it's like, but that's what you did. Soon after the wedding, you ran and you complained bitterly to the producers. Now you're making it seem like she's losing her mind and she's making false allegations. You said she wasn't your type. You said you normally go for petite, short, blonde-haired women and brunette if you're pushing it, if you're being more accommodating. So where did she lose it? What did she get wrong? What is it? And for him to sit there and sort of be saying, oh, I feel like ever since I said to her there was no spark, she's now focused on that and she's not focused on anything else. Besides, she said things that will upset me, but I'm not going to say them because I don't want her to get a bad edit. And it's like, why? Why have you suddenly decided to say it once she's left the room? Why didn't you say it while she was in the room? Why didn't you tell us? Make that make sense? And you have Katie outside. She's crying. She's broken. She doesn't know what to do because she's really tried her best with this man and nothing seems to appease him. Hey, I don't know. It is what it is. Thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and click the link in my video to watch my review from episode 3. Bye guys.